Cheers.
Hang on. What?
Cheers.
Cheers. It's nice to sit down, hey?
It's not been a big morning, but it's been a big morning.
It's just like the typical weekend errands.
Carter's not well.
Yeah, we went to the doctor for Carter this morning. He's just got a bit of a virus, so got some antibiotics and he's having a nap right now. And Charlie's...
Well-needed one.
Yes.
And he hasn't coughed once during his entire nap. So that's...
It might be from the Prospan.
And the rub. I rubbed his chest too. With
Very
the
good.
Vapor rub. So.
And Charlie's just chilling on the couch, doing some iPad time, so...
Eating some chocolate chip cookies.
It's quite enough that we can do a quick little video. It's not going to be a long one today.
No.
But we just wanted to talk a little bit more about the green card lottery, which we've won. And yeah, the whole diversity visa program and where we're at now in the whole process of it all. Explain a little bit more about that. For anyone who is thinking about applying for the same visa that we have, or if you're just interested and want to know more about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, where should we start? Should we tell them where we're at now currently?
Yeah, let's start with that. So we are currently waiting for our interview, which we've been given an interview date and time. So we are having our interview at the end of this month at the Sydney Consulate. So we will be travelling to Sydney from Gold Coast for 4 days, 3 nights.
Yep.
A little bit of a mini break.
And a little bit of just backstory / context if you are new here and you haven't watched any of our other videos.
Yep.
I mean, there's only 2 anyway. We've just started this. But I just mean, if this is the first time that you are meeting us, welcome. We should have said that to begin with.
Yeah.
I'm Laura.
I'm Andrew.
So it's Andrew and Laura, of course. Yeah, and we won the green card lottery. We found out in May last year, 2023.
2024.
2024. And we only just recently found out that we even got an interview, right?
Yeah,
like it's a long process.
Wait. It's a long wait.
A long wait. And you don't get a whole lot of notice for when your interview is going to be. It's basically the month before is when you find out.
Correct.
They schedule you in. You don't get a choice of like day or time or anything. Like it's like, this is your date. You're scheduled in, make it work.
Yep.
Each month they will, on their website, on the Visa Bulletin website,
they'll let you know
post the numbers, what
the
case numbers are going to be called up for an interview in the following month. So basically it wasn't until we had a scheduled interview that we decided, okay, let's go. Let's start talking about this.
Yeah.
Let's start documenting our whole journey, because up until that point we didn't really know if it would actually be happening or not. Yeah, even if you find out that you've won the green card, it doesn't guarantee an interview, it doesn't guarantee anything.
No.
Because they only have a certain amount of visas available and it all depends on your case number. So if your case number is really, really high, you might not ever get an interview. And we actually know some people that happened to, which really
they actually
sucks.
won the green card, and then their case number was quite high, and they didn't even get offered an interview.
Yeah. So we were so excited to find out, but we also felt like we can't get our hopes up too much. It was like so hard because we wanted to plan, but we couldn't. But we wanted to be ready. We did what they say not to do, and we sold our house before we had an interview scheduled, just because we were comfortable with that risk and making that decision.
And we had a backup plan should this whole journey fall over.
And we were comfortable with our backup plan, but it was a risk for sure. But we just put all our faith and trust in God, and that
He hasn't let us down yet.
No.
So here we are.
So we're in the final stages right now. We've just prepared all of our documentation that we need to take to the interview. We've ticked everything off our list. The last thing is medical examinations and our interview. And TikTok, TikTok. I can't believe she even knows that.
Yeah.
Yeah, good girl.
Good girl.
So medicals, do you want to talk about what happened with that?
Yeah, so anyway, so we were hoping that we would get our date for our interview and then we would schedule our medical for 7 to 10 days prior because it takes 7 days for them to collate all the information that they require for the medical to then send to the consulate or embassy. So we're like, okay, cool. So if our interview is this date, then we will have our medical 10 days prior. We'll go down, have a bigger holiday, 10 days, get our medicals done.
That's what we thought.
Have a fun time. No. Sydney doctors, when I inquired about getting our medicals done with them, told us they were taking bookings for June.
Because the thing is, you can only go to a couple of pre-approved physicians for the visa medicals. You can't just go to your own doctor. No. You have to go to there's literally one doctor in Sydney, one doctor in Melbourne, and I guess it just depends where your interview is going to be. Like there's probably a couple more in Australia.
Basically, I then was like, oh, I'm not going to wait because if they approve us pending our medical, it's like a whole nother month and a half before we get our medicals done. I'm like,
we've waited enough already.
We've waited almost 2 years for this whole process to come to its finish, its finale, you know. So I reached out to the Melbourne doctors and thankfully they had one not long after our interview, so sort of mid of May.
It's still a couple of weeks after.
Yeah, it's a couple of weeks after.
At least it's closer than the Sydney one. And then
No, you're right.
And then we just thought at least we will be going to somewhere new and doing something different. If we have to spend that same money anyway, at least we're going somewhere different. We're not paying to go back to the same place and see things we've already seen. So it's kind of
It's exciting.
Exciting to be able to go to Melbourne.
Yeah, it'll be our last little holiday before we actually leave.
Yeah, it's only 3 nights at each place, like at Sydney and Melbourne anyway.
We'll go to the zoo in Sydney.
Yeah, we'll go to Taronga Zoo.
We'll go to see some blockhouses in Melbourne.
Yes, that's what I'm so excited for. One of my favourite Australian TV shows is The Block. And you like it too, don't you?
It is good. It's a good show. I can't.
You love your Ron Dog?
Ron Dog's the man. I love Ron
Any
Dog.
seasons that have Ronnie and Georgia in it, he's all there.
I'm all in. I'm all in on the Ron Dog. All in on the Ron Dog.
I love Ronnie and Georgia too. But anyway, so I really want to go see the blockhouses or like even just a couple of the streets that they've done. Like the Elston Wick. I want to see that. Yeah. You need to go wee? Do you need help?
Yes.
Okay.
So we thought this was going to be a quick 10-minute video, but to record 10 minutes consistently...
Yeah, I'm coming.
Get used to waiting.
It was kind of fun though, like at the end of every month. Oh no, was it the start of every month or end?
Mid of every month. It was
that's right. It was always around like
15th.
The 14th, 15th, hey. You'd be waiting to check the bulletin and like every day I'd be like on the page, no, it's still not out, still waiting, and then
you rang me on the way to work.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, the bulletin's out. Do you want me to check it while I'm on
the
phone? Or
I hadn't looked at it yet because I was like, we could do it when he gets home because I had a feeling that it would be our number this time. You were like, just check it now.
I was like, just check it now. I'm on my way to work. I'm stuck in traffic. There's no better time.
I think we were only like 50 off, weren't we? Like for the previous month, it was up.
It was up to 1100,
like really
1125, and then we're a couple of hundred down the line. So it was either going to be another big jump because they'd been holding on to 1100. I think they held 1100 for a couple months, and they upped it to 1125. And I'm like, okay, they've held it at this number.
I need to go poop.
You need to go poop. This happened in the last video, didn't it? Okay, you let me know if you need help.
I need help.
You need help, okay.
I'm just thinking.
You're just thinking, are you?
Yeah.
What are you thinking about?
About a baby duck.
Baby ducks?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice thing to think about.
I love children.
All right, dry hands.
Hey, so funny.
Okay, dry your hands.
Right.
Why is your face so red?
Oh, I just like rubbed the crap out of my face.
You look like almost purple.
I'm like dying. I'm so tired.
Really?
Yeah, so get used to waiting. You've got to be committed.
Yeah.
If you're going to do this, understand that it can be a 2-year process before you even get to the state. You've got to want it.
You've got to actually want to do this.
Yeah, it's a huge move. It is a huge process. It's huge. Like, we're sitting here almost 12 months from finding out that we got in.
You know what? I'm actually surprised that they don't charge you to apply for it in the first place. They could easily charge an application fee even if it was small, because we haven't had to pay anything yet. It's cost us nothing to actually apply and get to this point. There will be expenses coming up. At the consulate, we'll be paying for our processing fees, which is for the visa.
Yep.
So that's about $330 each, I think.
Yep. And that's US.
Yep. And then medical examinations, that is not cheap. What they do is pathology, chest x-ray.
Not for the kids though. The kids only.
No.
Yeah, so it's full blood work for me and Laura. Full x-rays and MRIs for us.
Not MRI,
No,
just
not
chest x-ray.
Just chest x-ray.
Yeah.
And making sure, I think they check our immunization history.
Definitely.
That's the biggest thing. If you're, I don't want to use the word anti-vaxxer, but if you haven't been immunized, you will be disqualified. You have to have your immunizations in place. And if you haven't got them all, you need to catch up and get them.
Even for kids.
Even for your kids.
And even on the list for children, they do say COVID-19 vaccine.
Yes.
But because we are in Australia, our doctor said we literally are not allowed to give any children the COVID vaccine under 5. So they wouldn't be able to get it anyway.
No, exactly. So
we're not sure yet if they're going to make us get it. On the other side, I think they probably will for them to go to school unless things change before then. Luckily, Charlie isn't actually going to be starting school until 2027.
A little bit of time
things could change.
yeah,
they might
we could
relax on the COVID vaccines, hopefully, by then.
So now we're at the point where we've been given a interview date and time, and things are moving forward. So now we get given a document cover sheet, which sort of tells us what we need to prepare, documents we need, how many copies we need.
So this is what they give you when they send you your email with your scheduled interview. They attach these cover sheets and instructions of everything that you need to do. So we are good to go. Should we go through the list for anyone who's interested? So it's a different set of items because I'm the primary, what do they call it?
Yeah, you're
I'm
the winning.
DV1,
Yeah,
so
you're the winner.
I am there's a word for it.
Primary applicant.
Kind of. It means primary applicant, but I forget. I don't know. Anyway.
You'll figure it out.
I'm DV1.
Yep.
It literally says DV1 cover sheet. And then Andrew, Charlie and Carter, they use the DV2 and 3 cover sheet. So
for DV1, Laura has to provide one original passport, one US passport size photo taken within the last 6 months. So go to your post office or wherever you get your photos taken for your passports and make sure they can do US sized photos. Big must.
we just did that actually the other day, yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Should I kind of cut that into this video?
Can do if you want to add. So yeah, we can add some footage in there. And here's some footage of our day at the post office.
So we're at the post office, ready to get our new passport photos.
Yeah.
Last time we did this was about a year
and a half ago.
It's like October 2023 for our initial application.
Yep.
And to get the kids' passports done. So we've got to take like a physical hard copy passport photo to our interview with us, and that's the last thing on our to-do list. Then everything else is ready to go.
That's crazy that we're actually ready to go now, so we're just waiting.
I know.
Let's go get our photos.
Perfect time, yeah. Oh, Mickey Mouse.
And Minnie.
Cute.
And Bears. And an orange. I don't want the chair.
You want chocolate? Okay. You're choosing chocolate instead of koala. Good girl.
I need to go wee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Quick, 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 quick. Well, that was an absolute mission. So basically, I did my first, then you did yours.
Yep.
Then it was Charlie's turn. She was totally fine the entire time, like waiting for it to happen. She knew what was going to happen. We said, you know, we're going to get a photo taken and everything. And then as soon as she has to stand on the little white X by herself and as soon as you stepped away, hey,
It was
she
just
freaked out, like major meltdown, screaming, I don't want to take a photo, I don't want to. Poor thing.
I know, so sad.
It took about 15 minutes to get her to calm down and
At which
finally
point
do it.
we got Carter in and he just stood there like a legend.
Yeah, we're like, okay, we'll do Carter so then he can show her, you know, what to do, even though he's younger. I thought he would be the difficult one, but he smashed it. He just stood there and looked straight at the camera and got it in one shot. But eventually, Charlie calmed down enough. We're like, I was like bribing her. Just look at the camera. You don't have to smile. You literally just look.
You alright? Good boy.
Just look at the camera, and then we'll go get you a chocky. We'll go get you a chocolate. Fully bribing her, and just like, I don't want to. Anyway.
We got there.
We got there in the end, but her face, it's so cute, but she's like...
Literally like pouting
like
hard.
fully like, I can't show you, but...
Yeah, it was literally like this.
Yeah.
I look like I've just gone to prison or I'm about to be checked into prison.
And I never like my photos. I don't like it, but it is what it is. So yeah, we got it done. And I think we deserve a coffee now.
Yes.
Gonna get a coffee.
We get a coffee.
All right. That's it, really?
That's it.
Last job's done.
Last job's done. Now it's time for
everything. And
just got to get ready for the interview now, eh?
Yep.
That's it.
Next stop, Sydney.
So once you've got your passport photos that are US size, you have to bring your KCC appointment letter. So that stands for Kentucky Consulate Commission. It's something to do with Kentucky. Yeah, which I thought was pretty
It's
cool.
not fried chicken.
It's not fried chicken. It's definitely not
Unfortunately.
KFC. It's KCC.
And it's not King's Christian College either.
No, definitely not.
Visions, dreams.
Let's get through this list before you start going off on tangents. A DS260 confirmation, so that is your confirmation that you've gone through the DS260 form in its entirety. You get emailed, or it's at the end.
No, so once you
end.
finish your application, there's a confirmation page that comes up. You have to save that as a PDF because you're going to need to use that throughout this process. Yeah.
And it's part of your documentation because you've got to provide that to the medical people as well, that you are actually
it's got a barcode on there, and so I remember having to put that barcode number in a couple of forms. It must have been medicals, and you have to bring it to this.
So then because the diversity visa still has some qualification standards, you have to go through either A or B. So A being education, so minimum high school education. So Laura has to provide her high school education certificate. B or work experience / ONET qualification, which I believe is something they do over there. Any name change certificates, birth certificates, proof of termination of marriage in case, or proof of marriage, so marriage certificate. You need an Australian federal police check. Now, with the police check, you have to use Form 33 or Code 33. That's your immigration style police check. So if you're in Australia and you choose 33.
I lied before and said we didn't have to pay anything. We did pay for that.
Yeah,
it was like
30 bucks.
Was it?
It was really cheap. It was like 30, 40 bucks. You get a digital copy sent to you and a physical copy. You also, if you've lived in another country for 6 months or more since reaching the age of 16. So if I came to Australia at 15 and then I moved to England again at 17, spent 6 months there and then came back to Australia, I would have to reach out to England and get them to provide a police certificate to prove that I'm not a criminal in the UK.
Yeah.
So, police certificate from other countries if you've lived there for 6 months or more since reaching the age of 16. Any court documents, any military records if you're part of the military. We then have to prove that we have a medical examination appointment or scheduled date. So we have to provide that we've either been to the medical or we have a scheduled date.
Ideally, they would want you to have your medicals done before we interview, but they also know that because they've only allowed like 2 doctors, they know that they actually don't have the capacity to perform everyone's medicals in time for their interview. So that's why they allow
A scheduled date.
yes. I say scheduled.
Actually, I think
You say
scheduled. Yeah, scheduled.
Is that like an Aussie versus English thing?
Maybe.
Or is it just, have I just been saying it wrong my whole life? Because I always
no, I
say
think-
schedule.
Well, see, I think it depends on what you're pronouncing. So I treat the C as silent, so it's scheduled. Some people treat the C in it as, like you, it's part of the word, so it's got to be phonetically sounded out. So scheduled.
Interesting.
So
Comment, what do you say? Scheduled or scheduled?
how are they going to tell us that?
Oh, true. Because it's spelled the same. Okay, A, scheduled. B,
scheduled.
scheduled.
And then obviously you need 1 large expressed post satchel per applicant. So we're a family of 4. We're providing 4 express satchels
And
to the
I
consulate.
doubt that they're going to actually use all 4. I don't think they're going to send them all separately. But we've done it anyway. Just because it's on the list, I was like, I'd rather have it. Even though it doesn't make sense for them to send it separately, I feel like they're going to put it all together. We still just wanted to do the right thing and just get it.
Now, for every document that I've just listed out, you're going to need a minimum of 2 copies.
No. You only need, look, they only asked for 1. I was being extra
Oh, you're
and
being
wanting,
extra. Okay,
wanting you to
sorry.
print extra.
Right, okay. So,
It says please provide all applicable items with a copy.
So you need to have everything original, and then you need to also have a copy of all of those, because they'll obviously take a copy off you. They'll also take your passports, because then once you're approved, pending medical, if your medical is post-interview, they stamp your passport and then send that back to you with all the relevant
They
documentation.
put your visa in your
Yeah, they put the
passport.
visa in the passport, so you can then obviously, when you arrive to the States, when you finally get there and they ask you, what's the reason for your visit? We can say, migration, baby, we're here to stay.
Woohoo.
I think it's very
The
much
only
the
difference
same.
is for Andrew, Charlie and Carla, they just don't need the education part.
Cool.
That's the only thing that they don't need. So everything else is the same.
I'm a dumbass anyway.
You've got your high
I've got
school
my high school
certificate anyway, but
And I've got post
Further education.
Further education.
yeah, they don't need to prove that. Yeah, so as for the interview itself, we obviously have no idea what they're going to ask us. There could be other things that we're not even aware of that might come up.
Our assumption is that it's just a proof of life. They look at your passport, they look at the documents, they match the person to the documents, they match the marriage between the people, the kids to the
They want to make
parents.
sure that you can, they'll probably ask how do you plan to support yourself?
Yeah, finances, that's
that kind
a big
of thing. Where do you plan to live? Because another thing actually for the DS360 application
260,
form 260, you had to put down a address, a permanent address or like a residential
just a
address
place in
the
America.
States for where you will be staying. At the time, we're like, crap, we don't
have
know.
them.
Like,
Yeah.
how are we supposed? We can't get a rental yet. We can't buy a house yet. How are we supposed to know? And we didn't know even when we would be traveling. We had no clue on the time frame. So it's not like we could just book an Airbnb or something and say, put down an address of like an Airbnb. Thankfully,
Praise the Lord, this
We
is
have-
obviously his plan.
yeah,
We
Andrew
have
has family over there.
in North Carolina. So shout out to the fan band in North Carolina.
North Cara. I don't think anyone says that.
Sorry, I apologize.
You probably
But-
offended everyone.
At least everyone, at least. So yeah, shout out to the family in North Carolina. They have come in with the goods. They were actually one of the first people to know that we were actually doing this. I think they were really.
I think they were.
They were the first people to
Because we
find
had to
out
be like, hey,
on the down low.
we might be moving.
So we will obviously, I believe they require that address because you don't get your green cards or social security numbers sent to you here in Australia or wherever you're applying from. They send it to the American address.
It could also arrive before you get there. So you either need to know who lives there and trust them that they will look after that for you until you arrive. There are also sponsors out there. So if you don't have any family, if you know no one in the States, there's people who will open their home to you and allow you to stay with them.
Yeah, so the whole process is very long, tedious, and somewhat difficult. There are a lot of hurdles you've got to overcome.
And obviously, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
We can only speak from our own experience too. So please don't quote us on anything. Like, you have to do your own research. We can only talk about what we've been through. So in terms of sponsors and all of that, like, we haven't had to do that. So definitely, look into that yourself.
If you think you need it.
Yeah.
Be prepared for the long wait, and that's probably the big thing I'll say is it is a bit of a roller coaster. You get excited because you've applied, and then it tapers off because you're waiting so long, and then you get accepted and it's we're back up, and then you're waiting so long because you've got to fill out all the forms and everything, and then you're waiting for your interview, and then we've got our interview. So we're riding the high right now because
and then we're still going to have to, even after the interview, if they're like, yep, everything's good to go pending medicals, and it's like, we still have to wait for medicals now.
But thankfully that's why we decided to go to Melbourne instead of waiting until June for our medicals to happen in Sydney. It's why we grabbed the ones in Melbourne, because we're like, we don't want to wait. Like, we've waited
and
such a long time.
So
that's it. That's really it. That's where we're up to.
I'm going to continue to document this process and our journey as we go through it. So you guys are really here from the beginning, right from the start.
Yep.
You're going to come to Sydney with us. You're going to come to Melbourne with us. We obviously can't take you into the interview with us, but we will let you know how we went and all of that. Take you to Taronga Zoo.
Take you to the blockhouse.
Yes.
We'll take you everywhere we go.
There'll be some fun stuff to capture through all of that as well. And we will definitely keep you all updated on the progress, and when we get the final stamp of approval, ready to go. And
then we start emptying our house. We start selling
everything. Then the real physical, practical hard work comes, because thankfully we downsized a little bit and got rid of some stuff when we sold our house, but we still have a lot. And we still have a storage shed that we need to go through, and we're supposed to be doing that this weekend, but
that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But if you have any questions, if you have anything that you think we've missed, or if there's anything that's sprung to mind as you've watched this video, please chuck it in the comments, reach out to us.
Why do you yawn at the end of every video that we do?
I guess, I don't know.
It really takes it out of you, hey?
It does take it out of me.
Well, we've got an exciting month ahead, really.
So stay tuned. We'll be doing updates throughout the month as we get closer and closer, as we plan our Sydney and Melbourne trips. So stick around for that. If you don't follow us already, follow us on TikTok and Instagram at It's Andrew and Laura. Subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be the first to know when we drop our next video.
Also, if you found this video helpful, give us a like, a thumbs up. It's going to help us out.
It'll help us out. It'll help us.
Help other people find us as well. If there's anyone else who actually would find this video useful. Because we would have loved to find a video like this ourselves. I've been looking even just on TikTok and things, trying to find other people who've been through this to see if they have shared anything about their interview and things, but I haven't been able to find much.
Not many people seem to have shared their journey, which is, it's either a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe they were just, they're not like us and want to put it out there for the world to see, but
But that's also why we wanted to do this, so that we can help other people.
If this helps you in any way, great, let us know.
And there's actually so many people who do apply for this every year. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people, even just Australia alone. It's thousands, right?
Globally, it's 2 million people apply.
Is it?
Something like that.
Something crazy. So it's there is people who are doing this. We're not the only crazy ones.
They only issue 55,000 visas a year.
And it's broken up into different regions. I think we mentioned that in the last video. We're in the Oceanic region. Which is with New Zealand, Fiji.
All the Pacific Islands.
Islands.
And some of Southeast Asia. I think we're Papua New Guinea and stuff included in us.
I think so, yeah. Anyway, we digress.
We will see you in the next one.
See you in the next video.
Stay tuned.
And until then, go follow us on socials and stuff, because there's some other little fun things that we post throughout the week. You want to get out? Wipe your hands? Okay, all right, we better go.
Okay.
Charlie's been very patient.
She has been. She's been amazing. All right. We will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys, for watching.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Love
Bye.
yous.